Derry Duo.
Car edition.
And we're talking about life before kids
Oh my.
versus now. We love them so much.
We really do.
I mean, I really do.
They are the light of my life.
They are so great. Does that feel really forced?
It does for you.
I do love them. I struggle though. I'm one of those people. I do struggle because there are moments where I do sometimes go back to what was life before kids. I'm like, oh yes, peaceful. Less yelling.
You are a big
less
video
stress.
game player.
I just feel more stressed. I'm gonna be honest. As a dad, I feel stressed more so than I was when I wasn't a dad.
Well, of course.
And I'm not
Makes
saying
sense.
like that, yeah, I mean, it comes with the territory and it should be. And if you care at all, you will be stressed. And that I think is kind of what I'm finding is that as you're parenting and you're doing stuff, you will inevitably get stressed out by your kids and they will cause stress. And you just have to adapt to it. It's okay. They're little, they're figuring it out. They're yelling, they're screaming, they're hitting, they're biting, they're cussing, they're kicking.
Literally, we've had all those things happen this week.
They're dealing with all the things in their little world and they're trying the best they can. And then they're really sweet. They do really sweet moments where they come up to you with their little puppy dog eyes. You're like, I love you, Daddy. You're the best in the world. And you're just like, I love this kid. This kid's the best. And then that's the same kid that 2 seconds later goes and pees in the corner or something. And you're like, the toilet was right over there. I don't know. That's
For me, life before kids,
Yeah.
I told him, I can't recall a lot of it. Okay, we've had Riley almost 5 years. She'll be 5 in July. She was actually born one day before our wedding anniversary in the midst of COVID, yep. But I remember that it was I was bored a lot. I didn't really have any hobbies because I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know who I was. I thought hobbies at one time were very stupid. Not till
I'd never met anyone that didn't like hobbies or have any hobbies.
I just
gotta
didn't.
get a hobby.
I was like, what is the point? You're just doing it for fun. What is the point of that? You're wasting money. You're wasting time, energy. I don't know. It just didn't make sense
We
to
tried
me.
so many things throughout the years before the kids.
I tried scrapbooking. My mom tried to get me into crocheting, but that wasn't my thing.
We had a brief fishing moment. I only went fishing a little bit. All different types of things that we tried. I just was so surprised. I love Legos, and I tried to get you really into it. You didn't care about Legos.
Mm-mm.
You like puzzles, and I thought, oh, you like puzzles. So we started buying you lots of puzzles, and then you didn't really do puzzles very
Well, but I only like puzzles that are 300 to 500 piece, so I can get them done and feel accomplished. Anything over that is insanity.
well.
It takes days
It
and
does.
weeks and months, and I don't have time for that. I lose interest.
Get it? Yeah.
So yes, before kids, I didn't have hobbies. So I cleaned a lot. I was hyper productive in not a good way and had a lot of anxiety because of it. And I remember not knowing what to do with myself a lot of times. If I would have a day off from work or if I was sick or if it was the weekend, Justin would just sit down and play video games and enjoy his day. And I would just sit there so freaking bored. I would try to bake stuff or read
But
books.
you kind of become more of a baker as of late. It
Yeah.
has been something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because you have to for kids and cooking, etc.
Mhm.
But
No, I
and
do. I have grown to like baking a lot. I also really have picked up the hobby of beading. I really like making jewelry and bracelets and stuff. That's been a lot of fun.
which is a cool one. I like. It comes with fun perks.
I even am subscribed on YouTube to this one lady who does beading, and it is just the most calming, relaxing thing ever. But other than that, I don't have a lot of hobbies still because I'm raising kids now. So
I don't think that's a hobby. Everyone would disagree that's a hobby. That's a full-time job.
yeah, that's not a hobby.
Hobby-wise for me, I mentioned Legos, and I really still do love Legos, but I feel like the cost value of Legos is such a hard one to justify.
They're so expensive now.
And they just are more expensive than they've ever been. And while I love them, I have found, like many people, I love building Legos, but I don't necessarily just love having Legos sit around. Like
Well, and that's the thing. You build
Yeah.
them and then they just sit there until the kids destroy them. And I'm like, what's the point?
Well, and that's the thing is to a degree, I almost have more fun building and the joy that comes. For me, being a designer and doing that kind of stuff a lot on different days, I actually find it really fun to follow the instructions on Lego. Some people like to,
What a weeb.
well, other people really like to just build whatever out of
Be creative.
Legos. They're called MOCs, mocks, my own creations. And mock builders do really cool stuff. And I started following lots of that stuff when I was really in a big Lego phase in my hobbying, and I was just always astounded. And we watched Lego Masters and other stuff, and I thought, wow, I really want to be. And so I'd buy these, but then it's like, for me, I found the joy was really following the instructions, flipping through the pages, getting to the end and being like, wow, that was nice. But then months would go by and
it was so unfulfilling.
well, then you just kind of hope for another one. And so that's why, for me, I've kind of put a pause on it, just because I would almost rather, in my mind, the ideal way to do this is to buy Legos and then sell them right away. And I did do that with some of my stuff, is buy them, do it, and then sell it. And the thing is, you probably lose anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30, 40 bucks, depending on the amount of money that you spent on the Lego to do it that way. But on the other hand, you also kind of think, well, hobby-wise, if it's just putting a puzzle together and renting a Lego, so to speak, that's kind of my thought. And I know I've seen other people doing that and talking about it, and I think it's an interesting idea.
You see the eye roll, the dramatic eye roll?
Well, so the other thing Ken's mentioned at one point when we were thinking about some of these ideas was with the side hustling and doing photography and other stuff with that, I really like taking macro photography. I got a macro lens, which basically lets you take pictures of things that are super close and get super detailed and right up in their face. And it's super cool. And I like it. Well, it used to be a bigger thing. Macro was really big decades ago and it was cool. But now I just don't see it as much. And so anyway, I just was doing it and I was kind of reliving how fun having a macro lens is. And anyway, needless to say, that's kind of become my thing with bugs.
Now he's become
and
this
flowers.
creepy bug picture man. And it's kind of, honey, that's nice. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. But at the same time, I don't think anyone wants to see a slug up close.
I've got really cool slug video stuff that I haven't posted yet, but I've thought about it. Got cool praying mantis stuff, which maybe that'll be posted before
some
this.
of them are cool. Like
Bumblebee
praying
I caught
mantises,
today.
you don't see very often. Bumblebees, you don't get close to them. So it's cool to see those things.
I've thought about going after a wasp, but that inevitably is the danger zone of all bugs. So
I do like your flower photography. As a floral person,
yeah.
I really enjoy it.
They're delicate, they have angles, they're soft, they're hard. There's just got her mind in the gutter, guys.
No, I don't.
Come on.
I swear.
They're flowers. Good golly. They're just petals.
They're just petals, people.
She's such a child.
Part of nature.
Such a child.
Sorry, I really derailed that, didn't I?
You did. To be fair, I was trying to think of more flowery things that would be slightly inappropriate, but appropriate enough to say. So I don't know enough about flower terminology. I did a year of...
Fun fact, do you know what makes a flower a boy flower versus a girl flower?
I don't know. Is it the little... I don't know.
The pistons.
That's interesting. I feel like this might get cut. This part feels like a cut moment.
Oh, that's weird.
We'll see. We could talk about corn pollination.
No, thank
There's
you.
quite a bit of stuff that goes into that.
Please don't.
You got bags, you got shaken, you got pollen.
Oh my.
And
We're
you
getting
throw more
scandalous.
bags on it. I mean, there's a whole bit to that. But anyway, no, hobbies. So I don't know. I like it. I think it's fun. Yeah. It's kind of one of those things that I want to take
Well, we
pictures.
were talking about before kids. Well, hobbies we did before kids in general. A little, but it's still fun. It's still good. It's so good. So before kids, basically, I ran around with nothing to do, and Justin played video games.
A lot of video games.
After kids, we have found some hobbies because, let's be honest, we need them or we will go insane. But they're not the kind of hobbies I thought necessarily we would have at age 32.
Well, I think they have to play around the kids' schedule.
They do.
Somewhat. And I think that's some of it is some of this stuff, business-wise, if you're going to do businessy stuff, you can go out and do that kind of stuff. But this stuff is stuff that can easily be done with a child at home while they're still there in the backyard.
I also really love gardening. I've gotten really big into gardening.
Well, and that, again, backyard is right there. Kids can do it too, even if they want, which they do. They like seeing the pumpkins, the green beans. I like pictures of all that stuff.
It goes hand in hand. We're the Derry Duo.